Hey guys, it's Marla at Twinstrology, and as promised, I drew some cards around the Spring Equinox that's happening on March 20th. Today is the 17th that I'm recording this, and I just want to touch base with you guys a little bit on the energy right now before I actually talk about the cards because, boy, I feel this energy has been really tough, and I'm sure many of you are feeling that as well. We have the sun squaring Saturn today, so of course Saturn's always a downer, let's face it. And tomorrow we're going to have that Venus is going to meet up with Mercury and square Juno. I talked about that in my energy report. We had that full moon last week. And that full moon was pretty powerful. And the message that I'm getting is that right now we are really healing a lot of karma. I talked about this in my energy report, but I just want to touch base on it again because last night I was getting a lot of downloads about it. And when I woke up this morning, I had written down somewhere in the middle of the night, karma is nothing more than repeating cycles that we pick up in other dimensions until we break the cycle. So I felt there was a good explanation of what karma is because a lot of people ask me and there's many different opinions of what karma is. So, if you don't resonate with my version of karma, that's fine. But to me, it's just something that keeps getting repeated, like I said, in another dimension. And by that I mean another incarnation that we're having. What we speak of as a past life incarnation, but really all those things are happening now. And that full moon was in Virgo, and we were doing a lot of transmuting for the collective. A lot of people were purging and are still purging. There's a lot of triggers going on. We are going through upgrades that I talked about in the energy report, and that the upgrades would have to do with heart expansion. I also feel that the solar plexus is involved because we're being asked to stand in our power and stand in our truth. At the full moon, the sun was conjunct Chiron, which is also very healing. Mercury was square Saturn, so we were letting go of those past life beliefs and patterns. And Chiron, remember, I see Chiron as being our multidimensionality. So we're getting in touch with all of that. We have still Black Moon Lilith is squaring the nodes. We have asteroid Karma retrograde and conjunct the North Node. And they're still separated by a little less than 2 degrees. They're getting closer together. And that is definitely shifting some karma. Because as we get to the North Node, when karma gets to the North Node, I feel like that's going to be a big release. It's going to be interesting because the North Node is conjunct my South Node right now. So I'll be able to see firsthand what that transit's going to be like when it gets there. And when Mercury goes retrograde next month, Mercury is going to be trying the North Node and asteroid Karma in their conjunction, and Karma will be getting ready to go direct by that time. We have the equinox coming up on the 20th. This is when the sun goes over the Aries point, and it's where the day and the night are equal. The light and dark is equal. So it's like a rebalancing. Which is, to me, representing the karma that's being rebalanced right now. And I talked a lot in the last energy report about karmic relationships being under review, which I'm definitely seeing that. And I actually want to talk specifically to a group of people that were born from 1966, around June of 1966, to February, March of 1973. And for you guys, you have Chiron somewhere between 26 Pisces and 14 degrees Aries. Now, there's going to be a few of you that don't fall into that find that your Chiron is out of degree range. So you might want to look up your chart. You can do that for free on the internet and see exactly where yours is. For example, there were some points in 66 and 67 where Chiron went back to like 22 degrees. So that's too far away to really be an aspect. But so for many of you, Venus retrograde is affecting your natal Chiron as well as transiting Chiron. So you are really, I feel, focusing on relationship karma at this time, if that is the case with you. And you're really involved in your multidimensionality. You are really clearing and working with past life karma that's going on in other lifetimes. And this is just basically what I mean by this is you're breaking cycles right now. You're breaking the patterns. It could be a pattern that's inside of you related to relationships, or it could be an actual relationship that you have with someone outside of you. It doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic partnership. Could be anyone that you have a relationship with, but I feel that romantic partnerships are really going to be affected by this for you guys. And it's like you're waking up. You're finally seeing like all the truth about the situation. And you don't have to actually connect the dots to a past life or anything. But a lot of times you'll just have some kind of intuitive knowing, or sometimes it's a person that keeps coming and going in your life, and if that's the case, then you kind of know like it's a karmic situation. Or if it's someone that you've been having an issue with, things might be coming to a head with them. And then this even gets a little bit more complicated for some of you, because those that were born around 66, 69, maybe a little bit into 70, you also have your Pluto or Uranus that was being affected by that Virgo full moon, which was at 22. But I feel like specifically those of you that had Pluto within probably 3 degrees of that full moon, really letting go of some karmic stuff right now. Could be some things that maybe were secrets coming to light as well. So I just wanted to point that out, because I feel like many of you that are in that generation are probably dealing with some things right now. Now, tomorrow we have Venus conjunct Mercury at 9 degrees Aries. She's going to be squaring Juno, and they're also making that Yod, which was Venus Mercury sextile union, and both of them in conjunct Psyche. And I talked about that in the report, as that being bad for karmic relationships, but will make the energy between twin flames very connected on the 5D level. And for those of you that were born around 1970, 71, and very early in 1972, you're likely to have your natal Chiron being affected by that Venus Mercury conjunction. And so I feel like, tomorrow might be an especially intense day for you. Of course, the transit builds up, so it could be a few days before or after. Again, looking at those relationships, seeing some truths, maybe seeing some patterns that you need to break. And they're not stemming from this life, they're stemming from past lives and your soul wounds and the painful connections. And then there's some of you as well that are going to have your natal Chiron, are going to be conjunct that Venus Chiron conjunction at the end of her retrograde where she stations direct. I think like 1966. Probably around 1966, 67. I don't think I wrote down every year. I might have to check with that. And when is she stationing direct? Around the 15th of April. And that's also going to be aspected by Saturn, by square. So, again, for you guys, a lot of clearing up of past life relationship stuff. And, for many of you that are in karmic relationships, it might just spell the end of them for you. All right, so let's get to the cards. The cards really kind of play this whole scenario out for me as well. So the 3 cards at the top represent the divine feminine energy, the 3 cards at the bottom, the divine masculine energy, and the row in the middle represents the union energy. And, I'm just going to leave it up to you what energy you feel. Don't necessarily think because you're a female, you need to feel the feminine energy or vice versa. And you may feel a mixture of the cards. So whatever your intuition is telling you is what you should go by. So let's start with the divine feminine. And I feel like the divine feminine, you're really in your creative flow right now. You're making a lot of things happen. You're manifesting a lot of things. And as we go into this equinox and the sun crosses at Aries point, you are in prime condition to manifest stuff in your life that you want. And yet with the cards here, there's a little bit of angst, I feel, and probably for many, it has to do with, the tough energies that we've been going through. The first card for you is the contemplation card or the hermit card. All right, so it's a time to retreat, a time to be alone. You're doing a lot of thinking. I think you're perhaps doing a lot of thinking about your twin. There is another level of spiritual awakening going on within you right now. And what I'm getting is that as we clear this karma, it's breaking chains so that we can ascend. I'm actually seeing the devil card and how the man and the woman, the feminine and the masculine, they're chained. They're chained to their karma, basically. But there's so many of those chains can be broken right now. Breaking out of your prison. Breaking free to be your authentic self. And the Hermit card is about being your authentic self, and that you can shine your light to the world and you can be a guide to others. Shine the light, show the way for other people's. And you truly can only do that when you're able to be your authentic self. So for many of you, you need to take the time right now to go within and get in touch with your inner world. Even if that means taking a break from your twin, do that, or any other kind of relationship. Go within and get clarity. We also have the card Four of Cups for the feminine energy. This one kind of fits perfectly for Sun square Saturn today, I think. It's about disappointment, sadness, feeling a lot of discontent where you are in your life. And the thing with this card is that there's really a lot of opportunities opening right now, and there's a lot of opportunities opening for the divine feminine. But the energy is such that you may not feel it, or you may not appreciate it. And remember that things aren't coming to you like you expect. And I get that feeling a lot with this card. It's like, because things aren't coming as you expect them to, there's a lot of sadness there. There's a lot of worry, feeling like things aren't going to happen. But this card is saying that, what's going on is actually bigger than what you're expecting. So don't let yourself get down. And I feel this card has to do with opening your heart too. And this Venus retrograde may find a lot of you struggling to open up your heart as you deal with some painful wounds. And perhaps looking at relationships in your life. And yet, at the same time, we're also being asked right now to really be love. And to be the way shower, right? With the Hermit card. You're here to be a way shower. We also have the card attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying the moment fully. Which is basically saying, stay in your joy. If you want to attract love in your life, you have to find a way to be joyful. You have to find a way to bring romance into your life. And with your twin or your divine partner, there is a lot of attraction. You don't need to worry so much because the attraction almost takes care of itself, to be honest, like magnets. That's how I'm seeing the word attraction. So for the masculine energies, we have the Six of Cups, the Two of Cups, and finances and career. Okay. So for the masculine energies too, I feel that you are seeing a lot of truth right now. Things are becoming much clearer, especially in regards to karmic relationships. And perhaps there were some of you that wanted to bury your head in the sand a little bit as far as your relationships were concerned, or even your patterns in relationships. But that can't be sustained anymore, because the truth has to be revealed right now. And the first card that we have for you guys is the Six of Cups. And this card is very karmic to me. It's about looking at the past. It's about a lover coming back from the past, a reunion, a past love. feeling nostalgic about things. So I feel like this card too has to do with you masculines opening up your heart, breaking away from some of your karmic patterns as well. And this card is very healing energy, and that childlike joy. Getting back to the place where you were, let me rephrase this, how you were when you were a child, before you had all the heartbreak and things happen in your life, when you were still innocent. It's getting back to that and believing in true love again. A lot of the masculine energies, well, perhaps that's my own projection to say that you don't believe in true love. So I won't say all of you don't believe in true love, but perhaps there's a percentage of you that maybe thought or were thinking that, does true love exist? Or if it does exist, is it for me? Well, this Venus retrograde and this equinox, I feel, have you beginning to realize that, yeah, true love is real and it is for me. I can have it if I want, if I can break free from the past. And then we also have the Two of Cups. Great card. The masculine, you guys have some great cards here. Two of Cups is one of the twin flame cards. It's all about love and reunion. You have two cups here, so a very emotional time for you guys. A time to be reflecting on love very seriously. And the Two of Cups speaks about that inner balance of the masculine and feminine. I feel like with the equinox energies, it's going to really help the masculines get to that place of balance within, which is what draws the outer union together. And I feel that the Two of Cups is also about healing the heart and beginning to open up the heart again. You can't have union unless you have equals. And you get to that place of equality in the relationship when you're both in your heart center. And basically, like, letting go of the egos is what it's representing. Or I should say letting go of the egos is what we need to do to get into our heart again. We also have the finance and career card. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Well, Venus retrograde has to do with finances as well. And so it's likely that some of you are dealing with financial issues as well. And I feel like it's asking you about, are you happy doing what you're doing? Or are you just trudging along through life? Some of you might be dealing with that as an issue. And again, I think materialism, through this retrograde, I think people more and more are looking at material things in their life and how much they really need. It may be that a lot of the masculine energies feel a lot of pressure to provide a certain amount of financial success. And this could be a karmic cycle that you're dealing with, or some kind of inner fear that you're dealing with, that unless you are at a certain place financially, or you have a certain type of career, that you're not enough. So likely that's something karma that you're going to be looking at. All right, so the union cards. The one in the center is the one I want to talk about first. That's the Justice card. Number 11, balance. It's a karmic rebalancing going on right now. And basically this card says for every thing that happens, there's an effect, or there's for every cause there's an effect, I guess I want to say. And this card also has to do with truth, seeing truth. And I think trusting in fairness and balance, trusting in the universe to care for you, that everything's going to work out in your favor. And when we trust the universe, we trust that universal balancing process, right? That we can't sustain something negative forever. It has to turn to positive, is one way of looking at it. We can detach from things a little bit. We don't need to worry about things so much because we know that everything is a cycle. And for some people, this card could represent dealing with the courts system, literally. So perhaps some of you are actually going through the divorce process right now, or some other kind of justice system thing. Which is also a karmic theme, a lineage theme, or what am I trying to say? The court systems is something that is a societal template that has to be broken down. But primarily, I'm seeing this card has a lot of karma being cleared away right now, being healed. And this makes way for you to come together with your divine partner. Remember, this card has Penelope and Odysseus on there, and how they were separated for 20 years, but they did make themselves back. They did find their way back to each other after all that time and were reunited. And that shows the justice of the universe, that we can have faith that the universe is caring for us. We also have the Romance Angels cards. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. So, again, there's some karma there with partnerships. Either you need to let this person go physically, or is there someone in your mind that you haven't been able to let go of? And this doesn't necessarily have to be someone that you're still feeling love for. It could be someone that has, you've created a karmic pattern with, or that has caused you to create some kind of belief about yourself that's karmic. Perhaps that you're not worthy of love, or that you're not good enough. And you need to break away right now from those belief patterns. And the energy is ripe for you to break away from those patterns and release that old energy. And make way for the new. And then we also have romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. which I feel is a nice confirmation for you guys out there that are dealing with a lot of doubts or insecurities right now about what's going on in your relationships or your unions or whichever you prefer to say. And even if things don't appear to be going right, we have to trust right now that, the universe is fair and just and everything's working out just as we planned it to. If you remember, I talked in my energy report about how things are beginning to manifest as we're clearing out a lot of this old karma and wrapping things up with karmic people. And some of those are not going to play out like you thought because there's like two things going on simultaneously. But trust. All right, we have some Oracle of Love cards too. I'm going to read the, Legacy of Light for the feminine energy first. I think we got this for the masculine energy and the energy report last week. It says, you are called to bear light, to carry forward the legacy of a spiritual lineage of wisdom and deep service to the earth. You are part of that spiritual lineage, a belonging that extends through generations past and generations yet to come. Honor the importance of your task and realize that you are a light bearer, that you carry a legacy of consciousness and embodiment of light upon this earth, to share for the betterment of future generations. May the ancestors of your lineage bless you with unconditional love and devotion as you carry the light forward now. This oracle says to you that you have connected more powerfully with the source of spiritual guidance and instruction that is helping you fully activate your divine life mission and purpose. It is confirmation that however you are choosing to live your life is in service to the light, whether it be obviously so to others or not, and that your personal growth and spiritual path are helping the greater human soul evolve. You are acknowledged as a jewel of light upon the earth, an important link in a heavenly chain of divine awakening. This oracle also brings confirmation, if needed, that relationship issues that are arising for you now are not only about your own personal healing, but about healing the emotional legacy of your ancestral lines. To do this, you may wish to journal, dance, or meditate, or dedicate a yoga practice to the healing of your ancestral inheritance, and ask that your own relationships be assisted through the karmic grace of your ancestors to step into more consciousness of love now. Okay, so a lot of things there for the feminine. It's another sign about you shining your light out into the world, that you have a spiritual purpose here, a mission, even, whatever that looks like in life. Just trust that your mission is bringing in light. And also that, not only are you healing karmic stuff on your own level, but this has a bigger ancestral connection, a line connection. And this is what I mean by multidimensional. Your work and your efforts are healing things on many, many different levels. Don't minimize the contributions that you're making right now. Everything is connected. For the masculine energy, we have the card Sensual Awakening. Within the sacred temple of your body, your soul experiences the vast buffet of life made manifest. Your sensuality is a way for your soul to express appreciation, pleasure, and joy. Your sensuality is much like your creative energy. It needs to be expressed regularly, otherwise it can become muffled under a fuzz of too much thinking. You're being called to experience your sensual nature again. You are beautiful and vivid, striking and appealing. Allow your sensual appreciation for yourself and others to flow, and enjoy this unique experience of being a soul awakening and a body awakening. It's all love. This oracle brings you guidance that your sensual nature needs to play, and it doesn't require an external lover to do so, though that's one way, of course. It can be expressed through massage, creating art, spending time in nature, swimming, dancing, feeling the sun on your skin, drinking tea, or taking a bath. Play with what feels good for you and enjoy the indulgence. It will bring you renewed energy, and apart from that, it's fun. Well, with the sensual awakening card here for the masculine, well, on one level, I feel like it's pointing to them reaching another level of awakening, which is very likely to be happening at the equinox. But also that they're getting more in touch with their feminine side. And this is their creative side, their expressive side. And that's how they're going to manifest things. They're getting, well, I mentioned how the feminine energy is already there, how you're in your creative flow and you're manifesting things. Well, I feel like the masculine too, during this Venus retrograde, they're getting into their creative flow. We know from the Two of Cups card that they're balancing their masculine and feminine energies. And this is helping them manifest as well, so that the two of you can meet in the middle. They're still discovering their power. And I hope that you masculine energies will take some time during this Venus retrograde to really explore and appreciate using your senses. Okay, Venus rules our senses. So doing things on a creative level, I think would be great for you right now. All right, so that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like a personal reading with me, you can visit my website, which is twinstrology.com. And I will talk to you probably sometime next week. Enjoy the equinox.